Video files are kind of like those giant suitcases you only pull out for vacations. They look impressive, but lugging them around and finding space for them is a pain. Now imagine instead of hauling that one huge trunk, you had a smart assistant to manage it all. This assistant unpacks everything, picks the best outfits, folds them into neat little travel cubes, and schedules them into your week. That's basically what this tool does for all of your long-form video content. If you're a creator sitting on hours of raw footage, the challenge isn't just about having enough storage space. The real hurdle is efficiently turning that raw material into snackable, shareable moments that actually perform well on social media platforms. You could spend days in a traditional editor chopping timestamps or upload to a basic clipper that spits out completely uninspired content. Alternatively, you can let an AI find the absolute gold nuggets for you, batch edit them, and even suggest a posting schedule. This ensures those great little clips actually hit the feed precisely when they will do the most work for your channel. That's exactly why I want to walk you through this solution in a way that makes sense for creators, not for software engineers. First things first, the only initial step is getting the software installed or signed up for, which is the standard process. Once you open the application, the clean user interface greets you with a very simple import flow. You can either drag a single video file directly onto the screen or point it toward an entire folder of recordings. I typically prefer to drag in one full episode or a recent stream recording at a time so I can closely monitor the AI's initial results. For example, I recently dropped a single 1 hour and 20-minute interview into the system. Within just a few short minutes, the system handed me back an entire stack of clips ready for immediate posting. Remember, this was achieved with zero time spent sculpting audio waveforms or manually scrubbing through hours of timeline footage. The application presents you with basic clip metadata right after it finishes analyzing the uploaded file. This metadata includes the resolution, the total length of the proposed clip, and a quick confidence score for its quality. This summary gives you an immediate, clear picture of what you are about to work with. Next, we need to talk seriously about presets, because this is the point where most people get confused trying to translate their needs into export settings. The tool offers dedicated platform-targeted presets for popular destinations like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and LinkedIn. It also includes a few versatile workflow presets such as Editor Ready and Production Standard for more control. I personally gravitate toward the Creator Production preset when I need clean, professional-looking clips suitable for cross-posting everywhere. That particular preset is excellent because it automatically balances common aspect ratios for you. It also ensures safe zone framing for text and graphics, and critically, it keeps all audio levels properly normalized. This normalization prevents those jarring, unexpected volume jumps you often get when watching clips sequentially. You absolutely still have the power to customize the final output if you choose to. You can easily crop the frame, change the output aspect ratio completely, and apply light reframing adjustments. For instance, if your master file is standard widescreen, the Smart Reframe feature will automatically detect the subject in the frame. It then centers that subject perfectly for vertical formats without you having to manually reposition anything. Filters and minor color tweaks are available in the settings, but for most rapidly consumed social clips, I skip heavy color grading. The raw, unpolished vibe of the original recording often ends up hitting much harder with the intended audience. The true point of significant power, however, lives within the clip selection options that the AI provides. This software doesn't just randomly chop your video at fixed, predictable intervals. Instead, it utilizes a sophisticated attention model designed to pick moments statistically likely to increase viewer engagement. There is a sensitivity slider included, which functions like a quality dial in other encoding applications. This slider directly controls how aggressive the AI is in slicing out those potential viral moments you might have missed. If you slide it all the way toward the right, you will generate more, shorter, punchier clips. This high-volume setting is perfect if your current strategy involves posting many times a day. Sliding the control toward the left will yield fewer but significantly longer clips. These longer selections are better suited for preserving complete thought chains and complex arguments. I personally tend to land my setting right around the mid to high zone on that scale. This gives me a reliable, steady stream of new content without completely flooding my posting calendar with just tiny, one-line sound bites. Speaking gears slightly, there is also a crucial encoding and performance setting to consider. This setting informs the software exactly how much of your computer's processing power it is allowed to utilize during the heavy analysis phase. If you happen to be running the software on a powerful, dedicated workstation, you should crank this setting up to fast or even turbo. Doing so will ensure that the initial analysis and final exports complete in the absolute shortest amount of time possible. However, if you are working on a less powerful laptop or simply don't want the process to slow down your other work, set the option to Balanced. Here is a vital pro tip regarding performance. Never select the slowest processing option unless you are genuinely leaving your computer completely unattended overnight. Slower processing modes offer only a marginal perceived quality increase, but will cost you a substantial amount of your valuable time. Let's talk about audio, because this component matters far more than many creators give it credit for. The system automatically checks and normalizes all the audio levels as part of its standard process. You must always double-check that the output is set to the highest available bitrate option. I personally ensure it is set to the 320 kbps level equivalent wherever that setting is offered. Furthermore, the AI smartly flags specific segments within your long-form content for you. It identifies moments containing music, audience applause, or instances where speakers talk over each other. This flagging allows you to strategically choose clips that are either perfectly clean or intentionally noisy, depending on your current creative goal. For instance, if you are highlighting complex interviews, prioritize clean dialogue clips to ensure clarity. If you are creating hype reels, you might deliberately let the AI select moments with strong crowd reactions or loud music cues. Moving on to one of my favorite features, let's discuss the powerful option to save your own custom output preset. Once you've found that sweet spot for your sensitivity, your ideal output format, and your preferred clip length range, you need to save that exact configuration. Saving this preset means that every subsequent episode or stream you upload will automatically adhere to your established professional vibe. This seemingly small detail saves an incredible amount of administrative time when you are trying to maintain a consistent publishing schedule. Now we arrive at the feature that truly separates this software from older, more static editing tools, the integrated scheduling calendar. After the optimized clips are generated and ready, you can choose to download them or send them straight into the system's content calendar module. You just tell the calendar your desired posting frequency, such as 3 times per week, for example. The system will then automatically schedule those posts based on established best practices for maximizing engagement. From the visual calendar interface, you can preview every single scheduled item before it goes live. You can easily reshuffle clips, swap out a thumbnail image on the fly, tweak the suggested caption text, or reschedule posts using simple drag and drop actions. If you opt for the true set it and forget it approach, the system will publish everything automatically according to your timeline. That completely hands-off flow removes a massive bottleneck for creators striving for absolute consistency without daily manual intervention. Let's briefly compare this method against other common tools available to creators today. A dedicated file compressor like Handbrake is excellent if your only goal is reducing file size for archival purposes. However, that type of utility is absolutely not a video editor or a content scheduler by any stretch of the imagination. Professional software like Premiere or Final Cut gives you total granular control over every frame. But those powerful programs are often wildly time-consuming and completely overkill for the simple task of making quick social clips. Many other AI clipping tools might successfully auto-edit the content for you. Yet they often force you to manually download every file and then line up the posts across every single platform yourself. Sometimes those competitors also charge an exorbitant price for even the most basic scheduling functionality. This specific software sits perfectly in that highly desirable professional sweet spot. It finds the best moments, edits them intelligently, and then actively helps you get them published on a growth-driving cadence. Here is a concrete real-world example to show you the massive time saving. I recently took a long 70-minute live stream recording and pushed it through the software's analysis pipeline. In about 10 minutes of processing time, the AI suggested 24 distinct clips for me to review. These suggestions were a smart mix of longer 30 to 90-second highlights and shorter 15 to 30-second hooks. Along with the clips, it provided suggested captions and perfectly cropped thumbnail options for each one. I then saved my custom preset, pushed the 12 best segments to the calendar on a 3 times a week schedule, and returned to my primary work. 2 weeks later, I had a steady, automated stream of optimized content driving traffic back to that original stream. Compare that output to the manual effort required to clip even just 6 decent snippets. You'd easily lose several hours staring at the timeline. I must offer one small but critical piece of advice. The underlying artificial intelligence is not infallible in every single use case. It can occasionally miss subtle context, sometimes selecting a moment that needs a split second of setup to truly land its message. This is why I always mandate a quick, final human review before any clip is officially approved for publishing. Fortunately, the integrated content calendar makes this necessary review process completely painless. You can preview everything and make tiny surgical edits without forcing a re-export of the entire batch. So what is the definitive bottom line for creators struggling with this bottleneck? If you are currently scrolling, clipping, exporting, naming, and then scheduling every post by hand, you are deliberately wasting one of the largest productivity levers available. This platform condenses that entire cumbersome flow into 3 streamlined actions: smart clipping, optimized exports, and built-in scheduling. It is absolutely not about replacing thoughtful, nuanced editing when a complex narrative demands it. Its primary purpose is removing all the repetitive, time-consuming busy work so you can focus on generating better ideas and stronger storytelling. If you have a specific type of content or workflow you're curious about, please drop a detailed note in the comments section below. Let me know what you create, and I will share exactly how I would tailor the presets and schedule for your needs. If you're currently comparing different AI tools, I suggest running the same long file through both a simple compressor and this system. One tool reduces file size for storage, while the other drastically reduces your workload and amplifies your social reach. Both can definitely exist in your professional toolkit. However, for consistently turning long-form content into a steady audience-growing short-form stream, this assistant feels like gaining an invaluable extra pair of hands. That concludes today's in-depth look at automating your content workflow. If you want more breakdowns on quick editing workflows, thumbnail hacks, or how I schedule a month of posts in one focused hour, let me know. I look forward to catching you all in the next video exploring a new creative topic.